What up, y'all? It's Jack here on this microphone talking at ya. All right, so like and subscribe if you want to hear some more bullshit. And that's that. Have a good day, bitch. We're on the clock. 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13, 14.
I decided
15.
to dress like the Pope today.
I see. Does he wear a hat like?
I don't know why the Pope wear. This is why I want to have a second laptop so we could look this up. Like, I feel like the Pope wears a yarmulke.
Let me see.
It's like, also the thing is, like, this in general, I just like it because it covers my bald spot. When I was a kid, I was like, this does not make me look good.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, give me that.
Yeah, please. Well, that's what half the hat's for, is like to cover that I have a 12-inch forehead. Yeah, he kind of looks like.
Yeah, what's that about?
I know. It's
because we wear. Do you know why we wear them? Did I ever tell you that?
No,
it's to remind us that God's above us.
Oh.
Also,
So
it's for girls to be like, okay, I'm all fuck that guy because he's wearing one of those. Like, not like that, but like they're supposed to fuck Jews, you know? Like,
well, so wait, the Jewish girls probably like, well.
Yeah, in certain communities, I feel like they're into it. But here, I thought okay. I got suspended in high school because I didn't wear one. They sent me to the principal's office, and the principal goes like, what are you trying to pull here? Like, I'm like
some kind of evil person for not wearing a little hat.
And I straight up just was like, and he's a rabbi, mind you. I'm like,
yeah.
I just think it's a cock block. And he sent me home.
Did you tell him
I
that?
said that. I literally said,
Yo,
I was like,
rabbi.
I'm fucking 15. I didn't say it like this, but I'm like, I'm 15 years old. Like,
I'm going through a bunch of shit. And you want me to wear
this shit?
fucking thing on my head? God.
I'm convinced that's why I'm bald, by the way.
Oh, because that,
I was keeping it on.
it's
I haven't
shutting
worn
the
it in
air
years,
off
honestly.
again too. I've heard somebody say that like if you have a hat on all the time,
Yes,
like it actually.
Yes. But it's a certain type. Well, first of all, you always wear a hat and your hair is amazing. So,
well,
that's bullshit.
I actually, to tell you the truth, I looked it up recently because I had my long hair.
Yeah.
And I was like starting to recede and everything. I was like, shit. So I cut it and I was like, oh, I guess it's not that bad. Like, because like I thought it was like I was losing like half my front part of my hair when I got it cut. I was like, okay, there's still like life there, I guess. But I thought that I was like, the hats. I thought it was the hats that was like making it worse and like pulling it back and all that stuff. But I looked it back, and pulling your hair back actually does like affect your.
Because I guess you're pulling on the actual.
You're pulling on your head, and it's like
rubbing on your skin. Or something,
the long-term effects are gonna happen.
So maybe I should literally just start like pulling on my back hairs and my pubic hair so they don't grow. They just thin out.
Yeah, there you go. Just wear a hat on them.
Yeah.
No, but I was gonna say no. I found out that if you have a ponytail and you keep pulling it back, it's gonna eventually start receding your hairline a little bit. But the hat part, it said that there's very little evidence to support that wearing a hat causes hair loss, unless you wear it like it said, like unless you wear it like all the time and it's like glued to your scalp pretty much.
I've heard like the ski cap types like make your hair thinner.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You put that on, but I don't know. I honestly, with everything makes my hair.
I don't think this hat, because first off, it's got like these little net mesh in the back, where it's like it can breathe a little bit. But I was like, I started wearing a hat a lot more, and I guess I started looking it up then, and it said like, nah, hats not like these ball caps and stuff. You wear them seldomly or every day.
Yeah,
it's like if you sleep with it, and like if you have it super tight on your head, maybe that'll, create some, problems for you. But it said like generally wearing a hat doesn't actually affect balding. It's really just genetics. Like,
is lids still around?
Lids? Like the hat?
Yeah.
Like maybe if you're
I feel like we're going to crack up about that to our kids. We're going to be like, there was a store for hats.
That's right. There was. I think there is still.
And it's dope, by the way. It's an awesome store, but like the fact that exists is amazing.
Yeah. Well, we have to tell your kids what stores are.
Yeah.
That's one of the, But there's like a few hat stores at a few of the malls here. I don't know if they're called lids, but I feel like I've seen a hat store.
There was like a
called
trend
lids.
where it was like hot to get fitted hats as opposed to.
Oh yeah, like the Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
with
like
fitted hats.
why does that matter?
I
Why?
don't know.
And I remember they never fit my tiny ass head perfectly. So the woman at the lid store was like, "Just go in the shower with it. It'll fit you nice." After that, I'm like, who's going in the shower with their fucking hat? Like,
That sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah.
just
I've had somebody say that's how they wash their hats. Like they
In the
wash
shower?
their hats in the shower.
soap and water,
Yeah. like
shampoo and
just-
condish.
Dude, yeah, I don't think it's worth that. But like I've washed my hats in like a soak before.
Here's a
So I
question:
think that's probably the best way.
Do you wash your eyebrows with shampoo and condish?
No.
Me neither. Is that a thing?
Unless- I don't know. I think just water gets it. Honestly, man, I do the George Carlin method.
What's that?
Armpits.
Oh,
asshole,
yeah.
Or yeah, armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. So that's
And he doesn't wash his hands.
yeah, that's how he lives so long.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Whenever you look at, we've spoken about this. Like, whenever you look at like people who are like 100-year-old and over, they always have like the shittiest eating habits. They smoke, and they smell like shit. They don't give, like. Get to a
Yeah.
certain age. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, actually, I forgot to mention this to you, but my stepdad's parents, or his dad, who he recently discovered, that's another story though.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. We can talk about it in a second. But he's 70, probably like 75 now or something like that. Super healthy. Like, eats everything right. Like won't cook with certain stuff because of, whatever oils and fats and stuff. But he's a really healthy guy, and he's been eating like that for a long time. And dude, he looks awesome. Like he's like 75 years old, and like he goes on skiing trips.
Well, he's active.
Yeah,
right?
he's very active. So he's like very lively.
The trick is to just keep moving, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like what you eat, man. Like what you eat really
Garbage in, garbage out.
I know that's
Scratch
it,
my balls.
dude. Honestly,
Every
like-
podcast. Once every podcast.
what's that?
Scratch my balls.
Oh, yeah, you got to. It's a staple now. You got to.
Yeah.
keep it
At
going.
this point, it's the signature.
That's it.
If
Welcome to the
if
podcast.
you are listening to this podcast, it's going to be an Easter egg I put in each one. Once in each
That
one.
Easter huevo, as they would say in Mexico.
What'd you say?
Easter huevo.
Oh.
That's like in Latin countries, or at least Mexico, they call their balls huevos, which is eggs.
Oh, balls. Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So
I got to learn Spanish. That's one of my life goals.
dude, me too.
Because
I
I
know.
want to meet a nice Latina, if you're listening. Sweet Jewish boy.
Yeah, she's logging off right now.
Yeah.
Not
She's
until you
like-
put the hat on.
Also, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jews and I love Latinas, but I don't know historically Jews and maybe I should look into that. The history of Jews and Latinas.
You know what? I watched something the other day, and I think this is a really good show that you should watch as well as anyone that's listening to this. It's a show called Knowing Your Roots. And
What's it on?
it's a PBS show,
Okay.
and it's guy.
I respect it.
Yeah, and PBS. That's good credibility. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
PBS.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
they thanks for what is there like every episode ends with like this broadcast was brought to you by viewers like you. Like
Oh,
how,
yeah, they do
how
always
sweet
do-
is
yeah.
that? Yeah.
It's very
That's
NPR
a good
of them.
yeah. Oh yeah. So PBS has a documentary called Knowing Your Roots, and there is a guy named Henry Lee Lucas. No, who is that? Is that a serial killer? That is a serial killer.
Sounds like someone who killed a president.
Henry Lee Lucas. That's a serial killer.
Yeah.
It's like Henry. I think it's something Gates, but he's a doctor, or he has a doctorate
No, I'm just kidding.
in genetics, I
Mhm.
think, and he's like the host of the show, and it's really cool, man. He'll get like famous people, like writers and actors and politicians and all singers, songwriters, stuff like that, and I watch him do like a bunch of different people, and like it's really cool to see just like people that you're familiar with just being a household name actor or something, and like you see their lineage and stuff, and how far they've come from where their ancestors were and stuff. So
Really?
yeah. So dude, they do a deep dive, man. It's like they take DNA samples, but they also go with like historical like documentation, like
Wow.
paperwork, like a paper trail of your family, and they find out
They
about.
do Obama?
I don't know if they did Obama, but
I
they
feel like
did
that would be a good person.
they did Queen Latifah.
They didn't do Obama, but they did Queen Latifah.
Latifah, that's right.
Just as important.
Well, I just that she popped in my head. Just
I think they
'cause
did Larry David, right? I remember seeing clips.
That's what I was getting
yeah.
to. Larry David.
Yeah.
Larry David. I don't know if he is affiliated with any Latinos, but
Yeah.
his history is not typical of.
They're slave owners, right? Yeah.
They were slave owners in Alabama.
What? He's
They-
from his
His
family roots are.
They landed in Mobile Bay,
Wow.
and it was like a small Jew. And I don't know if it's still around today. I guess it would be possibly, but according to
Jews in Bama.
that's right. It was like 400 in Mobile.
I think there were Jews in the Confederate Army. I think I'd known
They
about
were.
that. Yeah, I think I knew about that.
They were.
Yeah.
Larry David's family was one of them. They fought in the Confederacy and they owned slaves.
Yeah, that's the most hypocritical thing like ever.
But he was like looking at it. He's like, "You're kidding! Oh, you gotta be joking! Oh, that's crazy!" Like, he was.
I feel like we've spoken
Joking.
about this, but would you care if you found out your great great grandfather owned slaves?
It would kind of be sad, and I would look at it like, "Hey, I'm glad we've come a long way from that bullshit to now." But it would like dishearten me, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, hey, that's my ancestors. I have nothing to do with them.
I'm
so.
sure if we go back far enough, someone like we got a bunch of rapists in there.
Yeah, some rapists and killers and
I mean, for
somebody's-
generations, all sex was rape. So for the most part,
Do you ever thought about like animals? Like
It's-
most of their
most of it is rape. Yeah.
Have you watched like a deer, like a buck try to mount a doe? It's like the doe's always trying to get away. There's never any like, animal is just like willing. Like very rarely I see that. I feel like most videos that I see of it is like the female is like, no, stop. And the buck's like, we have to continue the race.
The problem is
Our species.
sometimes when I fuck, I start thinking like this looks very animalistic, which is the way I like to fuck. But like at the same time, I don't like to watch animals fuck because I start to think about that when I fuck. I'm like, stop thinking about this, doggy style. What the fuck?
Or at least as long as you're not thinking about fucking the animals, I think we're good.
No.
That might have also been in our ancestry. Who knows?
Oh, that is. I mean, that's AIDS, right?
Somebody, dude. Oh, I don't know if it's AIDS. I think they said somebody fucked a chimpanzee. Or
I
something
watched
like
some video about how there was interbreeding between Neanderthals and humans and all that
Dude,
shit.
So Leah.
And there's other species too that we were like,
Australopithecus,
which probably were from these, different interspecies fucking.
I don't know. Yeah, so I know that there are people with Neanderthal DNA, and I know that there's like a.
Do they look like
indicator.
how like Ron
like-
Perlman looks a little bit like?
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm sure you have to get a DNA test. You have to have some evidence. But Leah was she majored in anthropology, so she studied this shit a lot. So,
Which is just the way to say I am a racist. I just look at different races and I go, what do all these people
No!
do? I'm joking. It's
No,
actually the opposite.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very like it's the
it's
most
appreciating
yeah.
part about it.
There's different aspects of it too. There's like physical anthropology. There's cultural anthropology.
Physical
there's-
anthropology, where you just fuck a black man.
No, it's
Yeah.
more or less like the study of like the physical makeup of human beings and like certain people around the world, and like it's very like.
I took a couple anthropology classes, and they were so fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
you go to like museums and shit.
Dude, Leah always tells me, she's like, Jack, you should have tried to be a physical anthropology person. And I
There's
was
a lot
like,
of music in different
hell yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I love that shit. Like, just there's music, there's art, there's dance, and like pretty much every culture, and it's just amazing that it exists and like people do that, and like it just shows you how similar we
It's
are.
also I was about to say that. It's like
Yeah.
all the same. You can go to fucking tribe in Africa, and it reminds me of fucking synagogues and shit.
Yeah.
Or like, which reminds me of concerts. Which like.
Dude, like I think of, like, man, it really is like if you just see like a lot of dances and a lot of music and dude, especially music, man, it's because like we're so into that.
Yeah.
No, like music is so connected. Like I just that's when I said like last week I was like Cardi B is metal, like because I hear that song and I was like this is a metal song, or I'll listen to some country song and be like, oh this is a this is a pop hit.
Or Johnny Cash's punk.
Yeah, great. Dwight Yoakam is punk in a lot of regards. Like
I have to check out his.
yeah, Merle Haggard and like dude, there's a Phoebe Bridgers song that. Phoebe Bridgers did a cover of a Merle Haggard song.
Which one?
It's called "If We Make It Through December."
I feel like I might know that song.
It's like I've never heard it. I just found out like through an interview that Phoebe Bridgers was saying, yeah, or somebody said that she covered a Merle Haggard song, and I was like, what? And I looked it up, and sure enough, it was on Spotify and everything, and it was for Christmas. And I think it was really fitting because I think it was like talking about the Merle Haggard song was talking about like getting through December while being poor, where the lyric content, how she sang it was like if
I
we
feel
make
like
it
I
through
know
December.
it not from Merle Haggard though. I feel like it's been covered by other people probably.
Maybe, but either way, like I just thought it was kind of cool that indie folk emo / singer-songwriter is doing Merle Haggard songs, and it's
Dude,
like
genres don't exist.
Yeah.
I can't explain this enough times.
Same. I agree.
like-
I think it's if you break down every aspect of like
There
a
is
song or an instrument.
You know what? There are genres, but it's different. It's there's religious music, there is commercial music, and there is traditional, which will be like just Irish fiddle people jamming on the street,
Mhm.
or like. But I can't.
I think of secular. Have you ever heard of that? Like secular music versus religious music.
Well, I feel like it's religious, secular, and then secular gets broken down into commercial.
Okay. Yeah.
And then traditional.
Okay. See, that's how our church looked at it. It was like there's religious music and secular music, but either way, yeah. No, the genres like if you just break down like a song entirely, like from vocals to guitar to bass, and you just like take one thing at a time, it's like you could put it in some other genre, if you will, like or some other sound, or like some other way it's being played.
Like would do like theme and variation, which is the same as verse chorus. Like you take like a thing, you play around with it, then go back to the chorus, play around with it.
Yeah, we used to when I was in Troy, we used to analyze like romantic and classical era musicians, and the sonata. It was like sonatas have 3 sections.
Mm-hmm.
It's the something another, then it goes to another section, then it goes to the conclusion, but it's like the end is like relative to the beginning, and it's all like within like 10 minutes. How long normal classical or romantic era.
Do you ever
are.
listen to classical music?
Yeah, sometimes. Not like
What's the vibe when you're listening? Like are you cleaning? Are you?
Yeah, I'm pretending that I'm smart. Like
Yeah?
I'm pretending that
I feel like I want to get into classical.
I pretend that I'm like about to, go to Jeopardy and just ace the whole
I'm
thing.
sipping my wine and I'm eating my cheese.
Yes, exactly. And like all my clothes are khaki and
In movies,
Or my pants are khaki.
classical music is usually associated with like serial killers.
I was just gonna say, that's like, I guess like the relativeness of like the methodical side of being a serial killer as well as like the
I can see
classical
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I noticed out of like a lot of classical people is they are methodical. Like like classical musicians and composers, like it takes a lot of dedication to like try to be able to write that way and like create music like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like understand why it does that. Like it's a lot of dedication, and like I think that
It's a whole other beast.
Yeah, it's a field where you probably need to do a lot more reading and studying.
Beethoven couldn't even
and
hear.
of course, playing. Yeah, I think he was deaf at a really young age, and it got worse over time.
He was just able to figure it out through like just looking at.
through writing it, and knowing a lot of those guys like trained to have
What
perfect
the
pitch.
fuck?
Yeah, a lot of those guys trained to just like see it without hearing.
But here's the thing: as smart as they were, look at the wigs they're wearing. Like nobody told them that looks fucking stupid.
Hey, I mean, shit, we can look back 1994 and say that was stupid.
Well, okay,
but
but you know
2004,
what?
that was
like
stupid.
you have people who like complain like, well, George Washington had slaves, or like all these people like going back to what we were saying, like, but they also wore shitty clothes, so it's like you can't, take everything they said at.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like shows you the complexity of humans. Like, of course, it's terrible and apparent that anyone owed slaves.
If George Washington were walking around today, everyone would make fun of that guy. What a nerd. But apparently he was like a badass back in the day, which is crazy.
Right.
You look at him, you're like, he looks like a transgender.
I always think about, like, if any guy, just any guy that was like, a tough guy, a nerd, a smart person, whoever, if they went back 300 years ago, they would be...
The Rock will be fine.
Yeah. Well, The Rock, yeah. Well, but think about that.
Except for the fact that he's black. Maybe not.
Is he black?
I think so.
I think his dad is black and his mom is Samoan. So
he's
I guess
dark enough that he would, at a certain point, it would have sucked for him.
Can The Rock say the N-word?
Yes. I mean, he could do whatever he wants. He's the fucking Rock.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if he's white, he should be allowed to say the N-word.
Well, but his dad was black. His dad was called Rocky Johnson, I think.
Really?
Wow.
Rocky Johnson.
Pretty completely different than his name.
It's weird that everybody likes The Rock.
Everybody likes The Rock.
It's
I ask people all the time, I'm like, yo, if The Rock runs for president
against Trump, yes.
Against Trump, hell yeah, I would vote for
The
Rock. Yeah, but like, he obviously the policy would have to be implemented. But if he came out and he like said the most centrist shit and like was right down the middle with all this stuff and like,
which he would be,
yeah.
So
which I
political.
think, I think he is. Like, I think he is.
Even his movies are like middle of the road. Not going to win Academy Awards, but not going to be bad. Like they're just they're very safe.
Right. Yeah. If people hate him, people love him.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Nobody hates him. People are like, oh, it's The Rock.
It's The Rock. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah. Who's like somebody that no one hates as a president?
That no one would hate as a president.
Yeah, like I don't hear about people really shitting on like Jimmy Carter
or Lincoln. Everybody likes Lincoln.
Everybody likes Lincoln. Yeah.
He was a Republican, but he had Democratic policies. So Republicans are like, yeah, we love him.
Yeah.
And Democrats are like, yeah, we love him.
Yeah. Well, it's like, the Democrat Republicans stuck to the little name there, but conservative and liberal were not
for sure
associated with each of those.
But yet everyone still likes Lincoln. Well, they say they do. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, he's pretty cool. FDR.
Yeah, but you were saying
people say nice things about
FDR. Good call.
But like, I think it's it's always the presidents that bring along something new and like change American history for the better. Think about Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation, FDR with the Great New Deal, and the CCC and FDA and all the things that like control banks and stuff. And you think about Obama, honestly. Like, if you think about Obama and, like, healthcare, Jimmy Dore said something. He's, like, a comedian. He's like, if you're the president that gives the people healthcare, good healthcare, you'll be on Mount Rushmore eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, shit. Like, think about that. Like, if you're a president that does something amazing for people, just, like, shit that we like question or shit that's like supported by people, if you do something really radical and change America for the better to where the culture 100 years
who started
from now,
welfare?
I don't know.
Social Security.
Oh, that was FDR.
FDR?
Yeah, I think I don't know about like the welfare where you have to.
Nixon started the EPA.
I don't know what EPA is.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently
I thought
Nixon was a
Teddy
good
Ro-
politician,
Yeah.
but he fucked
Corrupt.
himself with
Yeah.
Watergate.
Yeah. Well, I know Teddy Roosevelt made national parks, right?
He is my favorite. He's the most badass president.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. He had like bears and shit in his
Yeah.
the White House.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he there was something called they called him the Trust Buster. Do you know anything about this?
Mm-mm.
So when he was president, there was the equivalent of the Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerbergs. It was John Rockefeller,
Mhm.
J.P. Morgan. Fuck, my thing just died. I'll finish this thought and then I'll
Okay.
new battery. The J.P. Morgans. So it's they were getting too powerful and they were treating their workers like shit. And so he decided to break them all up while he was president and make them like he kind of was like it was him versus he was kind of like a Bernie character. He was like, the top 1%, but not
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
he was he was the man.
Yeah.
And he had this philosophy called big stick theory, which is speak softly and carry a big stick, which means like let's get nukes and not try to kill anybody. Let's just like be scary.
A nice guy,
Yeah.
be cool, but also like have something that can
Yeah, I'm
really
gonna
fuck somebody up. Go ahead, do your thing. What were the categories? We just kind of ran through a bunch of shit. We talked about Beethoven, presidents.
Yeah, have you ever seen the movie Amadeus?
I have, and I hate that movie. I hate the laugh. I hate the. To be honest with you, I've watched it and I saw it in a music appreciation class. I think is what it was, and I kind of fell asleep, but like woke up every now and then to see the bits and pieces, and it was like some stuff was funny.
I've never seen it, but I was gonna ask because we were talking about this.
I just remember hearing the laugh and like really hating that about the movie. But it was like an Academy Award winning movie, so what the fuck do I know?
The Academy Awards are bullshit. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Speak of corrupt, they're apparently a corrupt organization.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold up. Sorry about this.
You're good. You're good.
Maybe.
How does this work? Is it just going to be like a black screen and then we pop
Yeah,
back
we
on?
had this in the last podcast too.
Oh, I don't even remember. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah.
There we go.
It'll be all
Back.
right. Okay, we're back. Kicking ass.
But yeah, the Academy Awards, dude, it's all a political thing. These
Yeah.
studios, like, first of all, like, think about the best movies. They never are I shouldn't say never. They're not never. It's like the Beatles won, the Sgt. Pepper won the Grammy Album of the Year. It's gonna be right sometimes,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, I think like Best Picture usually does pretty well for me.
what about what was the one last year? The Parasite. You see that?
I didn't, but I want to. Actually, I tried to watch it and I fell asleep. And
It's a good movie,
Yeah.
but it was not the best movie I saw last year.
Really?
I mean, oh god, let's talk about okay. The
Didn't Argo win one year?
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
a good movie.
middle of the road movie too. It's like
I mean, I thought it was really
not
good.
the best movie of the fucking year. That's what I'm saying. Is like the best movie is got to be. I'm trying to think of like Lord of the Rings one. That was like for years people will be talking about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Not every year do they have Lord of the Rings movies,
no, but there's like Pulp Fiction didn't win, and that's a movie that people will always talk about, and it lost to I think Dances with Wolves.
That's a great movie though.
Yeah,
Dances with
Pulp Fiction, Dances with Wolves.
I mean, Pulp Fiction. I'd rather watch that a bunch of times.
But that's also influenced way more movies than Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, yeah. But like, I gotta say, man, Dances with Wolves is a great movie. That's
I'll
a
have
really
to
good
check
movie.
it out.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm pretty sure that's what it lost to.
It's really good because if you think about Pulp Fiction, like, it's what's up?
Can you look up
Okay.
what Pulp Fiction lost to?
Okay, if it's Dances with Wolves, like I understand because Pulp Fiction at the time, I don't think it was like nearly.
Yeah, people didn't know what it was. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes movies take years to like be appreciated.
Shawshank Redemption didn't win.
Yeah, that's another.
Forrest Gump won.
Goodfellas didn't win.
Really? But Forrest Gump is a great movie too.
Forrest Gump, actually, yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny, people complain. They say it's not a good movie. Like, they say it's overrated. People say it's, like, become cliched at this point because of all the movies.
Yeah, well,
you know?
I mean,
So is Star Wars.
that's what I say, man. Like that's not their fault. Like it's still a good movie in and of itself. Like the shit doesn't get bad because other people made it bad. Like that, I don't agree. I think it's ridiculous when people are like, "Oh, just people made it worse." It's like, well, that's their prerogative.
Did you watch Joker last year?
I did.
What do you think?
It's okay. Like to me, it's not, a great movie. I think like it's it's like Fight Club where people missed what the purpose of that movie was.
I'm with you on that.
Instead of like resonating with Joaquin Phoenix Joker, like you're not supposed to. You're supposed to like observe like the.
I mean, I just thought it was a good movie. I thought there was tension and all that stuff that you don't get in like
comic book
movies. But here's the thing: my mom has never seen The Dark Knight. She just like hates comic book movies.
Yeah,
and
she liked The Joker.
The Dark Knight's like my favorite fucking movie.
Dark Knight's movies are amazing. Yeah,
and I've been telling
those could have been Academy Award winning.
Yeah, And I tell my mom that, and she's like, I don't want to see it. And then last year during lockdown, she had nothing to do, and Joker was on one of the things, so she watched it, and she was like, I thought you said like the Batman ones are bad. I'm like, no, Mom. This is a completely different. This is not the Dark Knight. Like, it's
not the same.
I had to
universe.
Explain it to her.
Yeah. But did she saw the Joker, but not.
She saw Joker. She said it reminded her of Clockwork Orange, which I kind of get that.
Yeah. No, I see it too. Well, I thought it was
Speaking of crazy people who listen to classical music.
Yeah. That's a good example. I was thinking like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's who they want to portray as. Well, like they want to portray serial killers as like these smart geniuses, which a lot of them are. A few of them have been pretty smart, but if you look at the statistics on serial killers and you see the number and you list all the killers that are serial killers, most of them probably are not geniuses.
Yeah.
They might like have egos and stuff, but they'll give themselves away somehow. And usually all of them do. All of them have done it somehow.
Yeah, in the movies they make it seem like Jigsaw as a good example. Like they could come up with these like complicated ways to get you to kill yourself. Like most serial killers were like just like, oh, kill. The same way most rapists are just like, fuck me, I can't fuck.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, like I think the thing about serial killers is like they have the methodical aspect to where it's like they plan stuff out really carefully, and they have like the lack of empathy to where they can like go about their day and not like spill the beans on the whole
They probably
situation.
also create like a sort of routine that they do when they do there's probably a process they go by that they know like this works. That's
my phone.
Yeah.
What was I looking up for you?
You were looking up what Pulp Fiction lost to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I know that like a lot of in the 90s in particular, first of all, I guess Titanic is the movie that everyone talks about, but Good Will Hunting that year.
Those are both good movies.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Titanic in a long time.
I feel like I need to rewatch it because I feel like I don't know. Maybe James Cameron's good. I don't know. What are your thoughts on James Cameron?
Yeah, no. I mean, didn't he do like 3 movies? And it's like,
no, he's done Titanic. He's done Avatar. He's done Terminator. He's done Aliens. I've not seen that yet.
I haven't either.
But
okay, here we go. Oscar-winning. These are just showing Oscar winners, whether it's like
look up
94 best film
1994
best.
I'm pretty sure that's the year Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, because I just saw it for a split second. Okay,
it's like in the 90s had such good movies.
Dude, there's a lot of really good movies in 94. Hang on. Ooh. Nice.
You gotta
highlight.
You gotta narrate as you're going through this.
Okay, and Monday, March 21st, 1994, visual effects went to Jurassic Park. The original score. That's just the.
Just go to Best Picture.
I'm trying to find.
How is that not the first motherfucking thing?
I know.
Man?
I don't know why, but.
And the best sound editing goes to motherfucker. I don't give a shit about the sound editing.
Just give me a sec. I'm trying to look. Okay.
And by the way, that back then,
Tommy Lee Jones won Best Supporting
special
Actor.
effects were so much better then because they had to film the actual thing.
Yeah, dude. Miss Doubtfire won the makeup.
Really?
Oscar. Yeah.
Hello. It's a great movie. That's, by the way, top 5 movies for me when I think of best movies.
Oh.
Because that is something that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah, no, that is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Forrest Gump's another good example like that.
Robin Williams is a national treasure. I'm sorry, I'm looking through all these. John Williams won the best original score for Schindler's List. You should appreciate that, Jew boy.
Oh my God, Jews love Schindler's List. There's nothing Jews love more than Schindler's List.
List.
I'm not joking about that.
Okay.
Jews.
I cannot find the best. Oh, Schindler's List.
Oh God.
Won the best picture.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
But that's also like just shows the politics involved. Like they gotta. But does it show the nominees?
The Jews own the Academy Awards.
Dude, did you hear about that Marjorie Taylor?
Oh shit! I've heard about her.
But have you heard about the Jew lasers beforehand?
No.
Oh, she said that like the California fires were caused by Rothschild's own lasers from space that.
Oh no.
And she's in Congress or some shit.
She got voted in. People believed her. That's what's even more disappointing. Not just her.
I think what happened with her was I was watching some YouTube video today that like it was kind of like one of those races that no one was paying attention to, and she kind of just like swooped in and like, you know,
fucking got in.
It was like they were going 4 people against each other, and the way it was just 2 people that were disliked so much that it gave her a chance.
Sheesh. Well, I was gonna say, I saw where she told the Muslim ladies that are in Congress that they have to swear on the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if I were Muslim, as a Jew, well, I guess I don't believe in it, but like, okay, I swear on the Bible. It means nothing.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Well, I thought that too. I was like, well, wouldn't you want to swear on the religion?
Yeah, the one that they're scared of.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if anything, like as a Christian, you should swear on the Quran, just because it's like you would be able to get away with a lot more. You could lie and not feel bad about it. Like,
okay, Forrest Gump beat Pulp Fiction. It says here. Forrest Gump beat.
It beat Shawshank Redemption.
Forrest Gump won 6 awards, including Best Picture. Other winners included Ed Wood, The Lion King. Epic movie.
Yeah.
Can you believe The Lion King was nominated for, let's see, was it Best
Picture?
Picture? Yeah, I feel like it was.
That's
see,
good.
that makes me respect the Academy Awards more.
Because The Lion King is in it?
No, but they'll do that. Like, the Grammys, I feel like, are a little too corporate in the sense they won't, like, go a little... They won't... I'm trying to find a good example.
They won't go outside the box.
Yeah, like the best album of the year
is these 3 hip hop artists and this one R&B singer.
This year. I don't even know.
I don't know. I just making shit up. No,
it's very rarely the best album of the year.
Well, I think like they do pretty good sometimes, but I do think there's like a miscommunication with like.
But they have to draw in X amount of views, so they're gonna put Taylor Swift on it. They're gonna put, even if like it's not necessarily the best album of the year, it's like it's still programming that they want to get eyes. Yeah.
Well, I think they go off like stats for the record being bought and like how many people are playing it.
For sure.
So like I guess that's why they have so many different categories. I think that well, you think about this. Remember when Beck won the album of the year?
And
Kanye almost got up there and took it away. Yeah. So that was a pretty good example of like Not all the time does it. Or you remember when Chance got a Grammy award? And he like changed the whole game. So Chance got the Grammy for 3 or coloring book. Sorry, and
Which acid rap's better? Just saying.
well, he got the Grammy for coloring book, and it like changed up the whole
He didn't
entire
have a
Grammy
label.
because he didn't have a
Yeah.
label. So like he opened up a lot of doors for a lot of independent artists, you know. So like I think it's changed in that regard or it changed for the better in that regard, and I think that there's probably a lot of change to come when it comes to like the Grammys and everything. I was talking
I
with
just
somebody.
don't care about the Grammys.
Yeah,
It doesn't like.
I try. I care. I watch it just because like I feel like if I'm a part of this music business, I need to like understand like some
No,
of the
you
shit
don't
going
though,
on.
dude. You need to know what you like.
Well, I know what I like. I'm just saying like,
And
I think of it like this: like if I am a dancer, and
Yeah.
I'm like a break dancer or something. If I was a break dancer, I would want to watch all different kinds of dances and like see what the world is like for other dancers. So if they had like some classical
get that.
ballet or something like that, I would try to watch.
I get that, but I don't feel like a goal of mine is to win a Grammy. Like I'd rather
Yeah, it's not me either.
Yeah, I'd rather sell out a big stadium than win a Grammy.
Yeah, yeah, same. But like, I think that it's important to just kind of see where some music is and what people's tastes are, because like if you think about it, like it's changed 20 years, like what gets the awards and what sounds are getting the awards, what bands. And so I think it's cool to follow along with, how the pop industry is doing or the Grammys, what who's getting the award in each genre or whatever.
Well, there's also
field that they're
the
in.
way that the voting for these things works. I watched some YouTube video on this, so it must be true, where it's like everybody ranks things. They're like, let's just say, hey, it's like 5 albums. You rank each. You get a choice, and you rank them each.
Mhm.
And then they do an average from everybody's ranking, and the one that has the highest wins. But what that ends up doing is a lot of times it averages out to the most mediocre, the one in the middle, because like a lot of times, like an album like, do you remember To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick, yeah.
Yeah, like that album is one that like people think is like one of his best, and then some fans are like, this sucks, like there's no hits on it. So like it's got very like 5s and 1s.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get like the highest one, but the ones in the middle where everyone's kind of giving them like 6s and 7s, those end up winning, which is why like a lot of the movies that win the Academy Awards, like Moonlight and shit, like
Yeah.
you're like, what? I never saw Moonlight. It's probably a good movie. I don't know.
Yeah. I just think that like I don't know what all. I remember actually I had a teacher, and they got one of the voting ballots. They get mailed to like all different kind of music executives and people in teaching fields and all this kind of shit. You have to like be a member of the Recording Academy to vote. So I think that that's how they do it. They get like people that are registered to vote.
But you also have to pay to
be a part of it.
You have to submit your own shit, and you got to pay for that. So that already cuts out like a certain amount of artists that like John Prine back in the day wouldn't have been able to, like, and his shit's 10 times better than half the shit that, so it's like,
yeah, I just think that like it's, a complicated thing, and like there's a reason why certain groups are getting in there and some aren't, and I
don't
think that, like,
think it that's the problem. Is that it really like it doesn't.
It matters to the people that care about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about it for like, if it did not exist, I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll
Do
still.
you remember
make
when they had a
music.
Latin Grammys? Is that still a thing?
Probably. I
It
don't know.
sounds like it's like white people trying to be accommodating but really segregating.
Oh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you would think that it just had the Latin category, right?
well, yeah, they did, but
Yeah.
even that, by the way, is a form of like, why can't Latin be Grammy of the Year, Album of the Year?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
The world is big.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But for some reason, a fucking British album can be.
Yeah, no, or
Canadian.
yeah. I think there's a big club, maybe, and we
And you're
ain't
not a
in
part.
it.
We're in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope here.
For us, not
As
for you.
White male. Straight white men.
No, well, I wouldn't talk about for
Smoking my
white
cigars.
guys. No. I was talking about like people that are, like the billionaire club.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know,
there's
yeah.
a billionaires club and we ain't in it. And
For
it don't
sure.
matter what you look like, what your color is. And maybe mostly white folks. But, you can get in if you're a billionaire. But like, with the Recording Academy, I think it's just like there's a club of people that are all up in there. But like I think it's just, it's a corporate commercial thing and they have to do things a certain way. But I'm not gonna hate on that because like I think it's like there's something to learn from it. That's what I'm saying. So like for instance, like Cardi B, I think won a Grammy 2 years ago or last year, and it's like what can we learn from her and her music and like what American culture is consuming and taking in as music. You can look at it and you can shit out all you want, but the reality is people listen to it, and you could either try to, find something that's, that you're able to take and emulate in your music or take and use.
I'm not saying the albums that win are bad. I'm just saying the best albums very rarely. The albums that I go back to over and over again.
Yeah, aren't Grammys or Grammy winners. Yeah, that's the same for me.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes.
D'Angelo's Voodoo won a Grammy. Outkast won
Album
a
of the
Grammy.
year?
Yeah.
D'Angelo's Voodoo won Album of the Year?
I don't know about album. Maybe in like the R&B category.
Well, that's different. I respect that to a certain degree. Although the rock albums are usually like fucking Imagine Dragons. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
oh yeah, that's just disrespectful. Yeah, that's
Group Love.
That's harsh.
Portugal the Man. Who, by the way, like some tunes I dig, but like just
Voodoo got R&B album of the year. Also Outkast, the speaker box.
That one cleaned up. I remember
speaker
that.
Box.
That's a good example though, like of when it was right. Like Daft Punk won that year.
It won rap album and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shit. That's awesome.
Like sometimes the winner is right.
Yeah. Dude, that album is a little too experimental than I thought. Like I listened to it, I was like, yo.
Some songs.
How did people like easily listen to this?
I didn't. I would I remember as a kid I would forward through some songs.
Yeah, some of those songs are like too experimental. Like not in a bad way. I think it's fucking great that people believed that this was the best album of the year, and I'm like, wow, cool, way to go, world. For, handling an experimental
I think
album.
It was just Hey Ya was such a good song
that
we were willing to be like, okay, Prototype 2, we'll take it. I like Prototype.
I listened to Prototype today. Yeah.
That is like a straight up R&B song.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool because it's like the truth is Andre is not a great guitarist or singer, but he still went for it, and it still sounds cool. It's like it sounds cool in an Outkast way.
I agree with what you're saying about the singing. I noticed that. Like I always hear
it's like Jimi Hendrix and like Bob Dylan. They're not great singers, but like
I actually saw Outkast live when they did that reunion tour.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was pretty dope. But Stankonia to me is infinitely better than Speakerbox. I love Speakerbox. But Stankonia, man, I don't know if you know Stankonia.
Is that one of the earlier albums?
It's the flag upside down in the background, black and white flag.
Oh yeah. That's the one with
Blom's over. No, Rose is on Speakerbox.
Rosa Parks.
Has Rosa Parks? Yes,
yeah,
Rosa Parks.
That's right.
And it's got
Oh my God, that is a melody right there.
And Miss Jackson, I think, is on that too.
I think Miss Jackson is on Speakerbox.
No.
It's not.
I don't. You're thinking of.
Hey,
I like the way you move. So what they did was they broke it up between. The first half is like Andre's album, and the second is
Big Boy.
yeah.
Big Boy. You know he's a libertarian.
What?
The Big Boy. He's a libertarian.
I always respect when like these gangster rappers have political
But
thing.
even something like libertarian is even more
Yeah,
interesting.
so Fresh, So Clean, and then Miss Jackson, both
that
on
song.
Stink. Dude, this whole album, every fucking song, and it's also experiment. Like some of the shit, you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Why did they do that?
Like,
I love that though. They went outside the box and they,
like some are straight up, could be Prince songs, you know, like.
Yeah, I got that vibe when I listened to Speaker Box. I was like, yo, like, or actually, I listened to a new Prince record. It was like 2014. It was the
Eye with the three.
Artificial Age. That sounds like
so fucking good.
yeah, it's great, and it also sounds just like a fucking Outkast record.
So I don't listen
And you
to
can't
old
argue
Prince.
me.
Nothing against
Because
old.
you're
I just like never listened to it back in the day. But he released 3 albums for free online, and I had those because back in the day you couldn't
Oh,
like.
is it like Emancipation?
It was
or-
Artificial Age, Hit and Run,
Yeah. Okay.
and Phase 2.
Yeah.
These 3, and I. Or either they were free online or you were able to get them online because before you couldn't get them on like iTunes or anything. So I just didn't know any Prince.
Yeah. Dude, this album.
Artificial Age.
No.
Oh, I don't know this
This-
at all, but I love that album cover.
It's a rock album.
It's called Plectrum Electrum.
Dude, this is okay for all those out there that thought Prince was a mixed R&B / rock / pop artist. He puts that to shame. This sounds like Rage Against the Machine with Prince singing, and it's fucking incredible. It's a straight up rock album. Like, it's amazing.
Dude, I'm at the gym and I'm listening. So I'd like to listen to heavy shit when I work out, but like for some reason today, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I had Continuum on, and I didn't like. I didn't even.
That's a great album too.
Yeah, it's an amazing album.
Yeah,
An amazing album. But I didn't even think about it. But I put my phone down and I was like wiping down the thing, and some dude saw that I had Continuum on, and he was like, "Yo, John Mayer," and I'm like, not the most social dude, so I like am not about to fucking like bond with
over
this kid.
John
Over
Mayer.
John Mayer. Yeah. So I just gave him the look of death. I was like, he knew.
I listened to Outkast, the early shit. ATL Aliens or
But
whatever.
it was just like weird that he thought he could come over to me because he's sucking.
John Mayer.
I actually, he's obviously unbelievable. He's
Yeah, he is great. Yes.
he is.
Dude,
But what a
him-
fact! No.
Dude,
I do close the windows in the car when I'm listening to him. I'm like,
yeah, like
I just have that.
your body is Wonderland.
I don't listen to that song though. I honestly don't like that song.
Bodies of Wonderland?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I don't
Room
like
for
that
Squares
album.
is a
Room
good
for
album. Boo, that one, dude. I know that I don't think he likes it either. I think
Really?
He's like, he thinks it's like poppy. Hey, he likes.
I don't like
every
that
artist
or
likes the shit where it's not affiliated with the record company.
But he continued doing that after Continuum.
yeah. Well, the thing is, sorry, I've been yawning all this fucking podcast.
Don't mean to bore you, John Mayer. You know?
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, fuck him. No. Sorry, stupid joke. Yeah, like Room for Squares was really cool because I thought it was a little more intricate than a lot of people think. Because
I have to go back then.
yeah,
if you're saying that.
like what's that first song on there? Welcome to the real world, she said to me condescendingly. Take a seat, try that life. Oh, No Such Thing. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That song, the chords in it are a little, atypical and like not so poppy to me. Like, he said like that was a pop album.
Even
I'm
if
like,
it
yeah,
was
but
pop,
wasn't.
it's not that. I'm gonna have to listen to it because I just remember back in the day not like
I think of
feeling it.
Yeah, I think of pop as like 4 chords, and it's not 4 chord music. Like that's all I'm saying. Is a lot of those songs are really pretty intricate. Why Georgia, Neon.
Everybody loves Neon.
That song is fucking rad.
I'm saying everybody like that's one I'll accept.
Yeah.
But, like there's certain songs on that I don't. Okay, so I underratedly am really inspired by influenced by Steve Jordan, the drummer.
Oh,
his
yeah.
drummer.
Oh, he's badass.
I didn't know it, but John Mayer was the popular dude in high school, so everybody was playing the John Mayer song, so I had to learn all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first time I ever heard to put the snare not on the 2 and the 4.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
blew your
it's
mind
not
at the
on
little kid age.
It's not on the thing.
Dude,
it's on the...
you know this song? Okay, so we're getting to a segment where it's like the last few minutes, and we can talk about songs we got to hear, or bands or artists. So that beat makes me think of a song by a guy named Steve Lacy. I think I've told you about Steve Lacy. Steve Lacy inspired me to record on my iPhone and just not give a shit. Except my shit doesn't sound nearly as cool as his. This song right here, hang on. And it's kind of a bigger hit now, but
I love that beat where the beat
it's the beat is almost like that, except the snare is on 2 and 4 the whole time.
Wait, play it again.
Look.
I see. It's on the 1 in that one.
Mm-hmm. No. It's on the 2 with this, but the John Mayer song it's on the and of 4.
It's a dotted 8th or whatever.
Or I think it's the
dotted quarter. 4, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4.
Yeah, it's on the and of 4. So that song is just 2 and 4. That's it. But the beat sounds so when I hear that beat and I hear that song, and when I hear this song, I think of that song. So that's my connection with this.
What's that song called?
Dark Red by Steve Lacy. He had an album come out, I believe, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Wow, 2 years ago. Wow.
Isn't it weird how fucking
fast it went with COVID?
Well, COVID. Yeah, COVID. It's weird how it fucked up my time.
Oh, dude, I think he released another album.
Yeah, a lot of bands released albums this year.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Under the radar.
That's
what happens when you don't tour.
I know. Well, he released it. It's called The Lo-Fis, and he released it December 4th, 2020. Wow.
Not fair.
Not fair. I missed out.
I'm serious, though. This is what happens when you don't tour.
Yeah.
Have you heard that, the theory that the Roaring '20s was a result of the pandemic in the 1918 flu, and then it took them a couple of years to recover. Once the economy came back, everyone was roaring and partying for a generation, and that's what they're saying might happen. But then some people are saying that's ignorant, and it's probably there's gonna be civil unrest. But
the Civil War.
Yeah. Right. There's obviously plenty of different opinions, but if there are gonna be roaring '20s, I'm ready to fucking just party. I'm like, can we start this shit already?
Yeah.
While I still have hair, it's not gonna be there.
You can wear your yarmulke still.
Oh yeah. I said back to the beginning, and we're circle of life.
Right.
Circle.
That's right. Cue the Elton John song.
I said I'm done with yarmulkes when I was done with high school, and one always ends up back in my lap somehow.
The good Lord is always coming. Do you refer to God as the good Lord?
We refer to him in many ways, but not the good Lord. There's Hashem, which is Hebrew for the name. Adonai, or Yahweh. Jehovah.
Yahweh.
We're not supposed to say that. Apparently, if you say it, it's oh, you said God's name.
Yeah.
Dude, there's this one.
What about Elohim?
Elohim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's El is Elohim. I'm trying to think of what that means. El. I don't know, but I should know that.
I met this Mexican guy the other day, and his name was Elohim. I was Hijo or Ishmael. No, it's like it looks like. So somebody spelled his name wrong, and they just put Hor, and I was like, "Hey, is this Ahor?" And he was like, "No, it's Ehor." I was like, "How do you spell that?" And he spelled it like it almost looked like Elohim or Elohim, or it was like Himrer, maybe Elmir. I don't know. I can't remember, but I was like, I wonder if it's relative. I hope. I don't think that it's not. I'm sorry. What I was trying to say. I hope that it's not. God.
Well, just
It's not
real
his
quick,
name.
because you asked me what we call God. There is like an old Jewish. I don't want to say like it's a myth or a Jew legend that God has a Jew legend that God has a name that has like it's like 72 letters long, and if you write it out, you'll get like magical powers. We got to find this name.
Yeah. What? Is that an Old Testament thing, or is that
It's
just
some
a
shit I was
oral
taught
tradition?
in I don't know. There's
Oh.
like some shit like that. But also it's like one of those like
Sure, it's not like some Pan's Labyrinth or some shit like
it's very similar to like those old stories with like deals with the devil cuz like you get powers but then there's also like blowback, you know.
You can play guitar, but your soul belongs to
or
me.
some shit. Like there's a trade-off. You end up becoming lonely or some shit, you
Oh.
know. And we're full of that shit in our religion.
Oh, we're full of that in real life. Like, I feel like if I...
Like those tall
Yeah.
tales, I mean.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to do this, you're going to sacrifice this. So if I'm going to go to work, I'm going to be miserable,
He's not wrong.
Dude, I saw a meme the other day that was like people in the 1920s. They were like, had the buff dog or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, we're only going to work 8 hours a day. And that's all we're going to do. And there's nothing you can do to stop us. We're unionizing. And then it says people today, and it shows like the little dog. And it says, oh, you worked 50 hours a week? I just worked 75 hours a week, you pussy. It's like, oh, okay.
And we're getting even less than that, dude. I think I mean, I feel like, I don't know if I spoke about this with you, maybe my sister, but like
Yeah.
we're ending, like humans are evolving past jobs soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the button pushers is what we're becoming.
Well, we're even going to be past that at a certain point. Like,
No, yeah. Or we won't have to do anything. The robots will make the checks.
so maybe that's a good thing. I mean, we'll all be,
Yeah, we'll have
we'll
a
just
lot
be
more free
miserable because
time.
there'll be rich people and then us just like,
Letting our robots do all the work for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, with that joke was talking about like how people, unionized once upon a time and like different trades and stuff, and like fought against corporations and like fought against how long they work and got themselves weekends. It's actually like a democratic socialist
Really?
party that started that. Yeah, they got weekends for us because it used to be, once upon a time, you work all day, all night, work the weekend, and just fucking keep on.
Other
going.
countries
Little
don't have
children.
well my parents in Israel they don't have Sunday. It's completely different
Yeah.
vibes there.
Well, like just in America, that's like kind of, people don't think about like socialism.
Sunday off, I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Sunday exists. It's still a day.
I was like,
No, we just skipped
all
that
this
day.
time.
Just a
Only
blank.
6 days in Judaism. That's it. No. It was talking about just how socialism is incorporated in a lot more things and what people think, like the weekend and working 9 hours a day or 9 to 5, like instead of working,
Yeah.
14, 16 hours, which I know people do that still, but I'm just saying, like, there were not a lot of labor laws once upon a time, and children were working, and, there were kind of like unionized socialist groups that kind of fought against that. And that's why there aren't any people working in, and little children working in coal mines now.
Should we wrap up or keep this going?
We should just tell our music recommendations.
What you got?
Steve Lacy's demo, but also listen to anything by Steve Lacy because Steve Lacy's awesome. He's a total badass, and he has good songs.
Okay. I was one time on the subway in Manhattan. I'm from New York, and I'm not a homeless guy. A drunk guy grabbed me. He had headphones like that on. He just grabbed me and put them on my head, and this song was playing. It's by a band called Simondi. It's a funk band from the 70s.